The story of Barbie in Toy Story 3 is pretty interesting, so let's check it out. I know we saw a bunch of Barbies hanging around in Toy Story 2, but the big one, the one we really focus on, is definitely the one who shows up in Toy Story 3. She used to belong to Andy's sister Molly. Barbie had been Molly's toy for a really long time, but you know how it goes, Molly got older. Once she was past the age for playing with dolls, she didn't want her anymore and decided to get rid of her by donating her. Of course, that totally broke Barbie's heart. She was convinced that Molly didn't love her anymore because she was being tossed aside.
Molly and I have been growing apart for years. It's just, I can't believe she would throw me away.
Welcome to the club, Toots.
Barbie was the only one Molly actually meant to donate. The rest of the toys ended up in that same donation box, but that happened because of a mix-up. They thought Andy had thrown them away, a huge misunderstanding, so they decided to just go into the donation box too. That's how they all wound up at Sunnyside Daycare. Once Barbie was at Sunnyside, she met Ken and it was instant love. They were completely smitten with each other right away and had some good times. But here's the thing she didn't realize. Ken was actually working for Lotso, and Lotso was treating all her friends like garbage. He was locking them up and basically running the place like a prison. That's why Barbie ended up dumping Ken.
What are you doing to my friends?
Get in. Barbie, wait.
Don't touch me. We're through.
Barbie, I did. Oh.
And give me my scarf back.
Ow.
He chose to stick with Lotso over her, and he didn't care that her friends were being treated like dirt. When the toys were putting together their big plan to bust out of Sunnyside, Barbie stepped up and became an absolutely key player in the whole operation. Why was she so important? Well, it all came down to Ken. Even though they had broken up earlier, Ken still had really strong feelings for her. He still cared about Barbie a lot. Knowing this, Barbie cleverly played into his emotions. She managed to sweet-talk him and make him believe she actually wanted to get back together with him. It was a classic move, but it worked perfectly because Ken was so smitten. She wasn't actually sincere, of course. Barbie was just waiting patiently for the exact right moment. The second Ken totally let his guard down to make her move. Once she saw her chance, she went straight for him. She immediately turned the tables and started demanding that he tell them everything he knew about what Lotso and his crew had done to Buzz. To really get him to crack and spill the beans, she started dramatically ripping up his beloved expensive clothes. This extreme pressure tactic worked like a charm. Ken couldn't handle seeing his stylish outfits get destroyed, and he finally admitted the truth, confessing details about the Buzz Lightyear instruction manual and all the other secrets. So in the end, Barbie was totally just using him to get the information they needed and move the escape plan forward. However, the story doesn't end there, and Ken actually had a change of heart. He made the huge decision to fully switch sides and commit to helping Barbie and her friends. This was a major step, especially when Lotso tried to stop him by pointing out that there are literally millions of Barbie dolls out there. Ken's response was awesome.
She's a Barbie doll, Ken. There's 100 million just like her.
Not to me, there's not.
Fine. Then why don't you join her?
That was it. He officially ditched Lotso and his whole gang, choosing Barbie and her friends instead. Because of this decision, Ken became a valuable ally. Once the whole mess was sorted out and Lotso was gone, Sunnyside became a completely different place. Under Lotso's rule, the daycare was practically a prison, full of fear and unfair treatment. But with Barbie and Ken stepping up, not as tyrannical bosses, but as fair, friendly, and compassionate figures, they completely transformed Sunnyside into a fun and welcoming environment. Every single toy there was treated equally and kindly. Barbie decided to stay put at Sunnyside with Ken, dedicating herself to making sure that no toy would ever have to suffer or be mistreated again. They became the heart of the new happy daycare.